Elizabeth's family are a bunch of rude and spoiled brats. Guys, 90 Day Fiance released a little sneak peek clip of the upcoming episode of Happily Ever After on the TLC Go app, and wow, it was good. On the little sneak peek, I don't know why I say little, because it was like 45 minutes long, but in this sneak peek little clip that we got to see, a lot of stuff went down with Tanya and Angela, and even Elizabeth and Andre and Elizabeth's family, because if you don't remember, we already got to see Elizabeth's dad and her brother Charlie and Chuck. They are in Moldova. We've already seen them. We've seen the drama with them and Andre. But on this new upcoming episode, we got to see her mom, her stepdad, and her sister. And let me just tell you something about her and her family. They are rude. They give Americans like the worst name in the entire world because these people are just flat out snobs. In the sneak peek that we got to see, we saw Elizabeth's entire extended family with her mom, her stepdad, because if you don't already know, her and her dad, the mom and the dad, are divorced, and the mom remarried, and that is her stepdad. And the sister was there, who, by the way, I can't stand. And right from the get-go, they were being rude. Immediately, they all went over to the Airbnb, and believe it or not, kind of odd, kind of awkward, but Chuck, the dad, and the mom and the stepdad are all staying together in one Airbnb. Kind of weird, but if they can make it work, that's fantastic. But immediately, they were complaining. Andre's mom set up this unbelievable dinner. She made all of this food. The food, you have to remember, they're in Moldova. It's a little bit weirder looking, but it's still, the food looked good, and it was still unbelievably nice of her to do that. And the mom, Elizabeth's mom, I will say, is a little bit nicer and more normal than the dad and the two kids, because the two kids and the dad are so rude. Right immediately, they started complaining about how the food looked so weird, and then the next day when they woke up, they were complaining about the coffee, they were still complaining about the food, and then they went a step further and started talking about how because Andre, one of the dishes he likes has like bacon fat in it, which, so what, who cares? But they were making these comments that they eat that kind of, bacon fat scraps because they live in a very, very, very poor country. That is the exact words that the dad, Chuck, was using. I mean, come on. I don't know if Moldova is a poor or rich country, but why even bother going there? I mean, these are nice, incredibly nice people. Andre, he's okay, but his parents are so nice, and his friends seem nice too, and you're really going to complain and nag and be rude when everyone around you is doing stuff for you and just being incredibly nice. So I am sick and tired already of Elizabeth's sister and the brother. I cannot stand her brother. Her brother is an American snob. I don't hate all Americans. Obviously, I'm an American, but I'm telling you guys, if there is like a definition of an American snob, someone that's just rude and stuck up and thinks they're amazing and entitled, it is her brother. The dad, he is starting to annoy me too because he thinks he's so smart, but we have all heard these rumors about his, weird business stuff, so clearly the guy must not be that smart, but he walks around like he's some big, successful genius, and I'm not a fan of him. And the sister, oh my God, I cannot stand her the most. She is the most entitled, rudest person I have ever seen, maybe even on this show. The brother makes Andre seem like incredible when he is being nice. Now, we did get to see Andre together with the brother and the dad, and surprisingly, Andre was in a good mood. He was fine. Nothing went down. And that, I think, is the real Andre that we know. I think Andre, most of the time, in my opinion, is a pretty normal guy, but I just have a feeling that when the cameras, go on him, he feels like he has to be all masculine and mean and tough, and maybe he kind of adds a little bit of a different personality for the cameras. I could be right, I could be wrong, but I am telling you guys, Elizabeth's siblings and, parents, whew, I am not a fan. But put in the comments below what you guys think of her parents and the siblings. And like I said with the mom, I don't mind the mom that much. The stepdad seemed actually pretty nice, but the other three, I don't like. And if you guys thought that was all we saw on this little sneak peek, you are wrong, because we also got to see Tanya, and some stuff went down. But before I get into Tanya, I want to ask you guys one quick question. Do you guys watch Marrying Millions? I know a handful of you guys have messaged me asking if I watch it, and yes, I do watch Marrying Millions. It's on Lifetime after Married at First Sight. I am going to start recapping it. I'm just curious if you guys do watch it, if you want me to recap it, put in the comments below, yes, no, maybe so. But either way, I'm probably going to do a recap, and I'll probably do a recap video later today. But now with Tanya, you guys, this is not good. Their marriage, Tanya and Sinjin, in my opinion, is coming to an end very quick. Here is the scoop. They were all outside having like a that's not the right word, but it was the South African word of a barbecue, some kind of word. I'm blanking on the word, but they were hanging out, they were barbecuing, they were having a pretty good time until Tanya opened her big mouth and she started complaining about how Sinjin has no drive. Now, let me just say, that's kind of true. I do have to agree with her that the guy really hasn't done a whole lot. I don't think he has a job. I don't think he's trying to get a job. I don't think he's working on his career. So it's like he's not really doing anything. And I do agree with Tanya. But, you have to look at Sinjin. Sinjin is sitting here saying, well, you knew I didn't have any drive when you married me, so why do you think all of a sudden that was going to change? Not really an excuse, but I do kind of get it. So Tanya and Sinjin were going back and forth about how Sinjin never does anything, how he doesn't really want to have a career, and then all of a sudden they brought up kids. And that is when things really took a turn for the worse, because as I'm sure we all know, Tanya desperately wants to have kids, and she wants to have kids and raise them in America. It's kind of funny because I feel like she is always kind of being caught complaining about America, but now all of a sudden she's acting like America is so amazing and great. Now she's acting like she needs to raise her kids here because of this and that and whatever else other reasoning, and Sinjin is just saying, I don't know if I even want to have kids. And I can tell you guys one thing for certain, if Sinjin holds his foot down just a little bit longer, like maybe another year or a year and a half, Tanya is gone. And she even made comments like, okay, at one point is it selfish for me to stay? And at one point is it selfish for me to leave? Because I think at this point Tanya is realizing if Sinjin so desperately wants to not have kids and come back to South Africa and buy, in his words, dirt and live in South Africa, well, it would be selfish of her to make him stay in America. So at that point, they really should just get a divorce. I don't think they have much longer. And the awkward part was when all this stuff was going down, they were around Sinjin's family, his two siblings, his stepdad, and his mom, and you can only imagine how awkward that must have been. I mean, it looked so cringy. I can't even imagine. I just think when I'm around girlfriends, parents, I'm on my best behavior, and Tanya, she never got that memo, I guess, because she was screaming and crying and being hysterical. Now, I get it, it's her husband, it's her life, but she really can just not keep it together. And Sinjin's stepdad, he kind of said, well, they have to do some compromising, but I don't see it. I don't see Sinjin compromising one bit. I don't think the guy wants kids. Maybe he would be open to, I don't want to say the word tricked, but maybe he'd be open to having one kid. Don't think he desperately wants any, and I also think he is ready to get the heck out of the US and go back to South Africa. And like I just said, Tanya, she doesn't want to go there. So I don't see how they're going to compromise. After this little snippet of a sneak peek I saw, it did not look good. Put in the comments below what you guys think, but my take is their relationship is dwindling, and it is dwindling very, very fast. And the last but not least couple I want to talk about that we saw, I think, is Angela and Michael. I don't think we saw anyone else. We saw a sneak peek for Kalani and Asuelu, and that looked just hilarious because Kalani met up with Asuelu's mom and the sister, and Asuelu's mom, believe it or not, said that she does not care about the kids, her grandkids, and she just wants money. But we didn't get to actually see what happened. We just saw a little snippet. But we did get to see Angela and Michael, and oh my goodness gracious God, Angela has a temper. Basically what happened was Angela and Michael, they were still talking to Michael's aunt, and Michael's aunt basically just told Angela that, hey, you need to pretty much have Michael be in charge of the household. He is in charge, blah, blah, blah. And of course, obviously, Angela wasn't having it. Kind of don't blame her. I am a big believer in just 50-50. Everyone should be equals, especially in a relationship, and it sounds like in Nigeria they don't believe in that. So Angela got pretty vocal. She got very upset. The thing I don't understand about this fight, though, because it was a gigantic fight, not only did Angela storm off, she was screaming and ranting and raving and being very verbal and just not cool to Michael and to Michael's aunt and to the production and everyone else. But the thing I don't understand is the aunt made these comments, but I have heard Michael and Angela talk in private before that they are going to let Michael be the head of the household, but really in actuality, behind closed doors, we're going to be 50-50. I'm almost positive I've heard the two of them talk about that before. So I was watching it thinking, why is Angela being so upset? But she was convinced that Michael was lying to her, that he was lying behind her back, and this and that, and he's trying to be a nice guy, and really he thinks he's going to come to America and be in charge. But I don't think Michael is expecting that. I think Michael is looking at this like, I'm gonna come to America and be happy and just live in America. I don't think he gives a crap if he is ahead of the house or not. Obviously, I think the guy is somewhat lazy, and I think he'd be perfectly happy to have Angela just work and him kind of hang around the house. I don't think he would have a problem with that. So Angela went off on Michael, but I just don't understand why. I know the reasoning why, but I feel like they're at a point in their relationship where they both know their roles, and I feel like they're both pretty okay being 50-50. But honestly, you guys, I don't think Angela wants 50-50. I think Angela wants like 80-20. 80 to Angela, 20 to Michael. I think Angela desperately wants to be in charge and in control, and I think she thrives when she is in charge, and if she's not in charge, she gets verbal and upset. So I don't know if that clip was fake, or if it was scripted, or if Angela just wanted some drama to get more airtime. I don't know what it was. Put in the comments below what you guys think. If it was real, Angela's out of her mind. Now, at the beginning of this season, I thought I was kind of liking Angela. I thought Angela was growing on me. Okay, now I'm kind of backpedaling. Now I'm kind of, trying to pull back my words because she is being really annoying and dramatic again. I'm not really liking it. In a way, you guys, I almost forgot. We also saw Colt and Jess. We got to see them leave the airport. They flew off. Of course, Colt was really sad. Then we got to see Colt back in Las Vegas, and he was FaceTiming with Jess, and he revealed a huge secret. Now, there's no way you guys will be able to guess it, but guess what? Colt claims that he kind of cheated on Jess. Here is the scoop. What went down was Colt and Jess were constantly fighting ever since Colt got back from Brazil. They would break up, then they'd get back together and back and forth. And one of those times when they were broken up, Colt met some other women and did some other romantic things with them. So you guys be the judge. Is that really cheating? According to Colt, they were broken up. Now, I'm sure once Jess finds out, she'll have a different story. I'm sure she'll probably say that we were either on a break. Hey, a little Friends reference with Ross and Rachel. If any of you guys watch Friends, one of my favorite shows. But I don't know. Maybe they were on a break. Maybe they weren't. Even if they were kind of on a break, if it was a permanent break and they were done for like weeks and weeks and weeks, then I can see Colt going around dating other women, which I'm surprised that he can meet women so easily. But if it was like 24 hours and they just broke up and he just went and met other women and he was being romantic, that is probably a little too soon. But he is nervous. He wants to tell Jess eventually, but he doesn't want to tell her over the phone or over FaceTime, so he is trying to convince her to fly over to Vegas so he can tell her in person. Is that a good idea? I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think. So of course, once again, put in the comments below. I guess it's better to tell someone in person that you kind of cheated on them, I guess. Probably, never a good thing to do, so it's not a good thing at all. I don't know what I would do if I was Colt. Honestly, if I was Colt, I would just end it with Jess, move on, and then meet someone else. I know in present day, Colt and Jess are not together. Sorry if I did for some reason spoil that for you. I don't know how you don't already know that, if you don't already know that, but yes, they are not together. So I don't know if Jess actually does come over to Vegas, or if she just says, forget you, I'm done, we're over, or what happens. I think she might be coming to Vegas, but I don't know for sure. So fingers crossed, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And that was pretty much it from the sneak peek. So if you guys have the TLC Go app, check it out. It was good. I thought it was very interesting. I don't know why they just seem to put all the best scenes in these little sneak peeks, but hopefully there's more better stuff on this upcoming Sunday that we get to watch. And with Colt and Jess, and of course with Elizabeth and her family, oof, I am not happy. I am annoyed. I am mad. I am irritated. I do not like those people. Believe it or not, I actually do kind of consider myself relatively down to earth. I mean, this shirt I've had for like 5 years, and I bought it at Target for like $10. I'm nothing fancy. I'm a pretty down to earth guy. So, I mean, when I see people that are stuck up and rude and entitled to people that are down to earth like Andre's family, that is not cool. Not liking it, but that is just my take. So guys, number one, put in the comments below. Number two, if you haven't already subscribed, I say this in every single video, please so help me God, please hit that subscribe button, and also please hit the like button because that helps me and and the channel and this video and everything else. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and like I said, I am going to be posting a Marrying Millions video later on today, so keep an eye out for that as well. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, and stay tuned for many more videos.